Also in local news, speaking at two separate events, former Defence Secretary Gota Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Ranil expressed the following views on the nation's debt burden.
The former Defence Secretary was speaking at the inaugural meeting of the Harimaga or Correct Path organization in Kolonava yesterday.
They are trying to portray today that while this port is strategically important, it has no commercial importance. If there are 380 ships that pass by this port on a daily basis and the port has a strategic value, then we must ask them why they cannot develop it as a commercial enterprise. You know that in the past this government stored paddy in the air-conditioned warehouses. We must say without a doubt that any government we form in the future will be under the leadership of Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Speaking at a public rally held in Madagama Bibile yesterday, the Prime Minister had this to say.
There were no ships at the Hambantota port. We had to repay the debt. Now we can develop this port and it will be done by the China Merchant Company, which is a prominent global shipping company, and our ports authority together. However, we said if you are taking this port, you must give us $1,000 million. Then we could repay the debt. So we paid the debt at the very least. Now we are in talks with India to develop the airport. Now a Chinese company is coming to Sri Lanka to establish an LNG power plant in Hambantota. Someone came and asked us if they could establish an oil refinery to sell fuel to the ships. There are lands to be procured here and this progress will spread to Monragala too. I was hoping to build an airport in Wellavaya, but it was moved away from Wellavaya. Now let us somehow build a road connecting it to Wellavaya.
The status quo seems to be that the present government sells off national assets to pay off debts incurred by the previous government, and the next government will in turn sell off national assets to pay off debts incurred by this government. If this is the political and economic leadership we have been left with, then perhaps we should hand over the reins of our nation to a group of children. Government after government has done nothing except burden the hapless public with more debt whilst fattening themselves. Where are the foreign investments? Where is the investment, education, science and technology and job creation? While the rest of the world, including our neighboring nations, surge ahead by focusing on innovation, technology and an educated populace to improve the lives of their people, Sri Lanka continues to be dragged backwards by a political establishment that is interested in nothing but securing, maintaining and perpetuating power. The public now knows the game. One party would accuse the other party. That party would in turn accuse the first party. Both parties would get together and accuse a different party. At the end of the day, this coterie of politicians serve each other's purposes by duping the public. No serious attempt is being made to investigate allegations of massive corruption. Perpetrators of all sides of the political spectrum are simply let off the hook, knowing that they would return the favor in time to come. This is the reality of politics in Sri Lanka, and the people know this. Only God above knows the fate that awaits these unscrupulous politicians who are playing with the lives of the people and the future of our children.